one-off stereotypes about black people put that in cut.
Okay. Yeah. As you were saying,
yeah, you were telling me about Chicago and militancy for black people based on your evolution of your struggle, the destruction of your family by the European and the diaspora, and those are factors that led to your strength, and physically and morally too, because you were playing sports, and you were, yeah, and also you having to be Christian, grew up in the Baptist church system.
Right.
Why motivated to have left? Because I can remember one time I was very encouraged by you, by our relationship, our brothers, and but I realized that you are now an astute uh, blackological spiritual leader. Why motivated from the neurological Christianity to blackological spirituality?
Well, I after beginning to research and study blackology, I began to find out that Christianity was not an original um, religion, or was not the original spirituality or instrument by which black people used to relate to God. It was part of the colonial um, indoctrination and colonization of black people. So the more I researched and studied about Christianity um, and about blackology, the more I began to see that Christianity was really not of the nativity of black spirituality. So, I began to question myself in terms of why I was a Christian. So, but I really didn't challenge that issue that was questioning me until I went to the African-centered school and I became an African-centered teacher, and I went through the process of the miseducation and the miseducation of the Negro was best defined by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who was a scholar in Black African culture in the United States, who was also the founder of Black History Group, which evolved into Black History Month. But after I did my own miseducation, and I completed my own miseducation, I began to also understand that the figure of Jesus Christ was not was not the figure nor the description that was in the Bible about who Jesus Christ was. But most of all, my miseducation had a lot to do with the figure of Jesus Christ. And so because of that, and once I realized that it didn't match the description, nor was the Messiah a white man, then I began to rethink my belief in terms of if I wanted to continue to be a Christian or not. And then if I didn't want to be a Christian or not, what particular instrument of spirituality would I accept? So that's how I began to think about this Christianity and how it affects black people and why we were the way we were. Well, I was also co-founder of the Martin Luther King Jr. Baptist Church, and in founding the Martin Luther King Jr. Baptist Church, I always remember one of my mentors, Reverend J.W. Clinskill, John Williams Clinskill, who was very instrumental in the black community in which I grew up in helping black children and black people be able to acknowledge our heritage and our history. And so he was also a Christian minister, but he was mostly concerned about black people. He didn't set his church up in the midst of a white community. His church was set up in the black community. So that, it was based on some blackological thought. But this did not come to me till after a time. So, but the issue was that he said to us one day after we founded the Martin Luther King Jr. Baptist Church that at least nobody in here is saying that it's the white man's religion. So now in saying that to us, once again I was saying, well, what does he mean by that? But the atmosphere at the time of the founding of the Martin Luther King Jr. Baptist Church was, what difference does it make? But that, it did make a difference. The question wasn't asked, and nor was it pursued, because those who wanted to participate as Christians did not question Christianity. And Christianity, as we knew it, was actually a white religion. We put our spin on it, but it wasn't really for us. You see, it wasn't really our religion. It was something that we could do that, made white folks feel safe with us, and that they had accomplished the task of convincing us that we were inferior to them. And Christianity helped keep us inferior by flashing the white Jesus to us and making us pray to the white Jesus.
Okay, that's very good. Dr. You're not by yourself on that. As a matter of fact, I'm writing on black spirituality uh, based on the perception of God in the eyes of black people. I'm writing that, and I think I'm still working on it. But not to deviate from our questions, why did you come from uh, Chicago to Dallas to Fairview to Washington D.C., where now you're working on your PhD?
Well, that journey began probably